ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। हरि ओम. Very good morning to all of you. Very happy Independence Day. Welcome to this beautiful, gorgeous, auspicious, holiest of the holy divine temple which is within our own selves. My loving pranams at the divine lotus feet of my Guru, Papa Swami Ramdas of Anandashram, Kanjangad, Kerala, and my beloved parents. We are trying to understand the meaning of all her names. Our Jagannmata, Lalita Parameshwari, Tripura Sundari, her 1000 names. Yes, we know them as names, but there is a meaning behind each and every nama. Vagdevatas composed this stotra, 1000 names of her as per her command. It is not just a name as such. The beauty of Samskrita language is each and every word, every akshara has got a meaning behind it. So we are trying to understand the meaning of all the names and then try to do manana of it and then implementation of it to the extent possible by us. We were going through the 79th shloka. Taruni tapasaradhya tanumadhya tamopaha. Taruni is ever youthful. This is what we all want. We don't want to become aged. We want to be ever young. So she is like this, ever young. Tapasaradhya. She has been worshipped or meditated by all the tapasvis, people who do tapas. Tanumadhya, center of the body, that is the waist. Waist is very small. We have already seen this. That means it represents lack of ego, zero ego, no ego at all. So she is Tanumadhya. Tamopaha. Tama is andhakara, darkness, as well as tamo guna. She destroys all our tamo guna, destroys our ajnana. Here darkness is ajnana. She destroys all our ajnana. That means we are going to get jnana as her blessing. Next shloka is Chitis Tatpada Lakshyartha Chideka Rasarupini. Chiti. Next nama is Chiti. Chiti is same as Chit. Chidananda. Chit Ananda. Chit is that Prajna or Chaitanya or Atma, soul. So many different names we give for this one thing. Chiti. Tat Pada Lakshyartha. Tat. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. Tat means that. Not this. In Upanishad, neti, not this. No, this is not her explanation. This is not the explanation. That. She is that. Tattvamasi, in that, that. Tat pada lakshartha. That is, our aim is to reach her. Our aim is to become one with that Parabrahma, that Tat. So she is that Pada's Lakshya. The goal of our life is she. Tat Pada Lakshartha. Chideka Rasarupini. Chit Eka Rasa Rupini. Now this Chit has got Brahmananda or Paramananda. There is no Ananda beyond this. If at all I want to buy a car. I have been planning to buy a beautiful car worth 50 lakhs. For the past 5 years we have been planning, and just yesterday only we bought. So how happy I am today. For a few days I am very happy. Keeping the car very clean. Every now and then I go there and wash the car and keep it clean and enjoy the look of, by looking at it. But the look of it gives me a lot of joy. For a few days this happens. Then one day, somebody hits my car. What happens? As though somebody has hit my heart. That is the amount of pain. The amount of pain that we derive now at this stage is directly proportional to the amount of pleasure that I got when I got the car. That means this kind of worldly pleasures are always temporary, kshanika sukha. It is not permanent sukha. Whereas here this eka rasa of the rasa, the essence of this chit is permanent ananda. So she is in that rupa. Chit eka rasa rupini. It's only one essence. This essence only is existing all over the world, all over the universe, everywhere, whatever you call it as cosmos. Everything is this essence. Chit eka rasa rupini. Swatmananda lavi bhuta brahma dhyananda santatihi. Swa Atma Nanda, what we discussed just now, the Ananda that we derive, which is from this Swa Atma, which is within our own selves. Unfortunately, we are searching everywhere else, searching for happiness, joy, peace, everywhere else except within our own selves. How unfortunate it is. It is there within us, but we are begging with everybody. Give me little peace, give me happiness. It is there within us. So we should be able to recognize this. But we feel that we are the body. I am the body. I have headache. I have got fever. I am not well. I am depressed. I am happy. So many things that we say shows that I means the body, or I means the mind, or I means the buddhi or intellect. To give an example, I have just plugged one coconut. So somebody comes and asks me, Jyoti, what is this? It is a coconut. Okay, it is a coconut. Then I peel the skin. You know, the skin has to be removed. So I remove the skin and throw the skin away. And somebody asks me, what is this? It is coconut. Then what is that? That is skin of the coconut. Oh, till now that was also coconut. Now that is not coconut. That is a skin of the coconut. Next I remove all the husk and keep it aside. What is this now? This is coconut. Then what is that? That is only husk. Oh. Okay. Now open this. This is the shell of the coconut. This is not this is shell of the coconut. And what is coconut? What I have is coconut. What I have removed is shell. Till now, shell also was there as a part of the coconut. Husk was there as a part of the coconut. Skin was there as a part of the coconut. Or I called everything put together as coconut. Once I keep on opening one by one, that is not coconut, that is not this is coconut. So that way, in this body, hand, if I take away my hand, this is my body. That is only hand. This hand is taken away, this is my body. This hand is taken away, leg is taken away, this is me. That is only leg. So what is me then? Leg. No, it is not me. It is my leg. Head. That is head. It is not me. So what is me then? Me is, when you take away everything, what is remaining is me. But we are not recognizing that. When we recognize this I or me or Atma or soul, then that Ananda, when we recognize means when we experience it. Theoretically, all of us know. So many times we have read Bhagavad Gita, so many Puranas we have read, but experientially zero. That is why we are still struggling in life. So it is said that Swatmananda Lavi Bhuta Brahmadi Ananda Santati. Now, she has delegated all different work to different people. Brahma, come on, you take care of the Srishti. Vishnu, you take care of the Sthiti. Shiva, Rudra, you take care of the Laya. So like this, Jala Devata, Varuna Devata, Agni Devata, so many different Devatas, she has delegated all the different kinds of work. Like how the Prime Minister has got his own government, but there are so many departments. It is delegation. So she has given them. All of them derive joy by doing their work. But the joy that we get out of that Swatma is much, much more compared to the Ananda that this Brahmadi Ananda, all the Brahma Adi means etc. etc. All of them are receiving that Ananda. That Ananda is like a drop of water compared to Swatmananda. Imagine the Ananda then. All the Devatas put together. How much of Ananda do they derive? That is like a drop compared to this Swatmananda. So we can't even imagine what could be the level of this Ananda. Anyway, one day all of us are going to experience, then we understand, oh, this is what the Vagdevatas meant by saying, Swatmananda Lavi Bhuta Brahmadi Ananda Santatihi. Next shloka, Para Pratyakchiti Rupa Pashyanti Paradevata Madhyama Vaikhari Rupa Bhakta Manasa Hamsika. This talks about the 4 different stages of Nada or the Shabda that we speak. Before going to this, I'll give an example. I will explain through an example. We have a seed. Then the seed sprouts. Sprouting of a seed is the second stage. Seed is the first stage. Sprouting of the seed is the second stage. Now the third stage is, this sprouted one slightly grows, become a small plant. Some 3-4 leaves are visible. Then we feel so happy. Oh, plant has come up. But still we don't know how big the tree is going to be, how many leaves will be there, what kind of fruits, whether it is sweet or sour, what kind of fruits it's going to give, whether going to be colored flowers in this, that we are yet to know. So this plant stage is the third stage. Now the plant grows into a big tree. So many leaves, it's a huge tree. So many fruits are there, so many flowers are there. This is the fourth stage. Let's come back to this now. Our Para. There are 4 stages. Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikhari. These are the 4 stages of speech. Words that come out undergo these 4 stages. There's a lot of process going on within. Are we aware of it? How do we speak? As we want, we speak. As we want to abuse people, we do it. The tongue is not under my control. Just keeps on yapping, talking nonsense, hurting others. How much of work is being done within for that word to come out? Let us see now. First one is Para stage. First stage is called as Para. What is Para? Para means highest level, Shrestha. There is nothing beyond that. That is Para. So it is still in the seed stage. Bija. Seed stage. The word is not yet formed. It is there in the Kundalini Shakti. Seed is there in the Kundalini Shakti at Mooladhara Chakra. according to another system, this particular stage is called as Kamagiripita. Kamagiripita, Mooladhara Chakra. Para is the name of the stage of this Nada Brahma. It is the seed stage, Bija stage. Next stage is sprouting. It sprouts. That means it is just opening up. It just looks at the world. I've come to a beautiful world. So it is just coming out, sprouting. That happens at the Manipura Chakra. At Manipura Chakra, the name of this Nada Brahma or this level of speech is called as Pashyanti. And the name of the Pitha is Purnagiri Pitha. Kamagiri Pitha at Mooladhara Chakra. Name of the speech is Para. At Manipura Chakra, it is called as Purnagiri Pitha. And that stage is named as Pashyanti. And from this point, slowly the Dvaita Bhava starts. Which means, if we are speaking, to whom am I speaking? To another person. That means there is otherness. The moment I am speaking, there is Dvaita. Two people are there, then we have to speak. If there is only one person, no speech is needed. Which means, if we feel that everything is one, everything is me, then I don't need to speak at all. Look at Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. How much did he speak? He did not speak anything much. He did not need to speak because that was the level. So at this point, Pashyanti, slowly Dvaita Bhava sprouts up. The next level is at Anahata Chakra or Heart Chakra. The stage is called as Madhyama. Para, Pashyanti. The third stage is Madhyama stage. The Pitha is Jalandhara Pitha. And here, the words we start speaking within. The words are not uttered. I am not speaking loudly, but within myself I am speaking. If we observe ourselves, almost throughout the day we keep on speaking to ourselves. Please observe this. We keep on speaking to ourselves. After this work I will do that. Within, no words are coming out, it is within. In our own heart, it is audible to us. Not audible to anybody else, but audible to us. We keep on speaking to our own selves within. Nama Japa also. First we have to sing loudly. Then word should not be uttered or it should not be audible to anybody else. It should be audible to our own selves. Then that also should stop. This is the way they say Nama Japa should be done. Or way to meditation. Initially start loudly, listen to it. Then stop the words. Start loud chanting. Then chant within. What happens when we chant within? The tongue and all inside they keep on moving. Please observe this. This stage is called as Madhyama stage. It happens at Anahata Chakra, Heart Chakra. The name of this Pitha is Jalandhara Pitha. Words are not audible to the world or audible to anybody else. Now the fourth stage is Vaikari stage. Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, and the last stage is Vaikari stage, which is the least stage. Rather the last stage, rather the worst stage. Where the words come out of the throat and we make use of the teeth, tongue, jaw, etc. are made use of, and the words are uttered, which is audible to everybody. What I am speaking now is audible to everybody. That means Vaikari. It is coming through this throat chakra called as Vishuddha chakra. The name of this Pitha is Odhyana Pitha. Kamagiri Pitha at Mooladhara Chakra. Purnagiri Pitha at Manipura Chakra. Jalandhara Pitha at Anahata Chakra. And the last one is Odhyana Pitha at Vishuddha Chakra, the throat. So, if at all we are speaking one word, then this is the process that happens within our own cells. Starting from Para, which was at the seed stage, then the sprout stage called Pashyanti, then Dvaita Bhava totally exists at Anahata Chakra, Madhyama stage, and the last one is Vaikari stage. Once the words are uttered, that means it is coming to the fourth stage. Like a big tree, everything is visible to everybody. Fruits are there, flowers are there, everything is there for everybody to see. So what words that we speak, that is audible to everybody else. This is the last stage. Last in the sense, lowest stage. To give another example, assume that there are two lovers. They are not married yet, only lovers. When we observe them, they sit in a park, hold each other's hands, and they may not be speaking anything. Just holding hands is sufficient, or just looking at each other is sufficient. Everything is communicated. Even if they speak, how do they speak? Slowly they speak. Whisper. Not loudly speaking. Whispering. Why? Hearts are very close to each other at that time. What happens after marriage? Then slowly the fight starts. Then after a few years, if you go to their house and see, each one, both of them will be shouting on top of their voices. Both will be shouting on top of their voices. Isn't it? It's only an example, jokingly I am telling you. That means Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, at the stage of that para, the seed itself was sufficient for them. They need not utter a word. The communication is so powerful. What about us? Even if we speak, we are not able to communicate properly. See this. And how much of work is going on within for one word to be uttered. Aren't we wasting all this energy and time just by talking nonsense? Okay, this is about talking. What about that happens within our own selves? Now what is silence? We say mauna. Mauna is not just keeping silent. Not talking is not mauna. Mauna is within. That talking to our own selves also should stop. At least every day we can try for a few 1 minute. Can I stop talking within for not talking outside? We may not be talking the whole day also, and I cannot say I am in mauna. Mauna should happen within. That is why keep chanting loudly. Listen to it. Then speak or chant within. Only audible to our own selves. Then that also should stop. It should simply go on chanting within without even uttering the words, not even silently. That should be the way. That is what is mauna. So here, para is the first one. Para pratyak chiti rupa. Pratyak means going within, inwards. What we call as inward journey. That is pratyak. When we go within, that chiti rupa, chit rupa, she is there. Then Pashyanti, what we have seen the second stage, Paradevata. She is the Paradevata, highest level of Devata. Para. Apara means lower. Para is always Shreshta or highest level. Paradevata. Madhyama. The third stage that we have seen is Madhyama, which is here in the Anahata Chakra. Vaikari Rupa. Vaikari is at the throat chakra. The name is Vishuddha Chakra. Vaikari Rupa. She is only there in everything. Understandable. She is there in Para, Pashyanti. Vaikari also she is there. Then how should we use her? How are we using? How are we supposed to use it? Vaikari Rupa. Bhakta Manasa Hamsika. She is there in the heart of all her devotees. In what fashion? As Hamsa, as a swan. The quality that of swan we have already seen. One is purity, because it's pure white, purity. And the next one is mandagamana, walks slowly, which means at every step we have to be cautious. What am I doing? Am I moving in the path of dharma or am I deviating from it? Even for a minor situation, if you deviate, it's gone. Mandagamana. Walking slow does not mean slow, you should walk, you should not walk fast, you should not run, not that way. Whenever you are keeping a step, think, what am I doing? That one. And the second one is, it seems a swan can separate milk from a mixture of milk and water. That means, world consists of everything, good, evil, everything is there. But it's for us to pick up only what we want for our progress in the path of spirituality. See this internet or YouTube, so many channels are there. And if you go on reading or going through every video, 24 hours is not sufficient. And many a times I'll just see one video. Then one video, then something else comes in that, then I say, okay, one more. So like this, we waste our time. We may be learning from that, but many times we waste our time. So it is up to us to decide, what should I take from this? What is important for me as a sadhaka? What is important for me to progress? In the material world, there may be so many things, but we are all beyond that now. We are all sadhakas. So what is important for us, we should be able to decide and pick up only that. Otherwise, we are wasting our time. Bhakta Manasa Hamsika, Kameshwara Prananadi. She is the life force of Kameshwara. Without her, he is nothing. This is probably so in every house. Without wife, husband is nothing. I hope many of the husbands are not listening to me. Kameshwara Prananadi Kritajna. Jna means known, one who knows. Krita is what is done. She knows whatever we have done, not only in this birth, in so many births, what we have done. She remembers everybody's detail. Description is there in her book. What kind of computer is that? That we don't know. Kritajna Kama Pujita. She is worshipped by Manmatha. And this Kama Pujita, this represents Kamagiri Pitha at Mooladhara Chakra. Shringara Rasa Sampurna. Shringara Rasa. There are Navarasas. Hasya, Bibhatsa, Raudra. Shringara means love. The essence of love or rasa of love, as well as beauty, Saundarya. We say that Nakashikanta, starting from the tip of the nail to the head, she is beautiful. And she is filled with love. Shringara Rasa Sampurna. We also should be like this. May not be outwardly beautiful, but inwardly we all must be beautiful and love. Everything should be filled with love. Shringara Rasa Sampurna Jaya. Jaya is victory. Victory is not that in an argument I am winning, in a competition I am winning. That is different. Here it is winning over our senses, sense organs, winning over our mind. This is Jaya. Jalandhara Sthita. Jalandhara Pitha is at Anahata Chakra, heart chakra. And another meaning is, this represents one of the Shakti Pithas. We know the story of Sati or Dakshayani. She was cut into pieces. Her dead body was cut into pieces by her husband Shiva. And each part of the body falls in different places. So this Jalandhara, which is there in the state of Punjab, her breasts have fallen in this particular kshetra. So this is one of the Shakti Pithas, where Tripura Malini, goddess Tripura Malini is worshipped. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, all forms are there in that particular Pitha, and she is worshipped as Tripura Malini. Odhyana Pitha Nilaya. Odhyana Pitha is at Vishuddha Chakra or throat chakra. She resides in this Odhyana Pitha. Bindu Mandala Vasini. She resides in that Bindu. In Sri Chakra, at the center there is a Bindu. She resides there. Same way, we have on top of the head Sahasrara Chakra. In that, in the center, there is one Randhra or hole. We call this as Brahmarandhra. Small babies, if we observe, this particular portion is very soft because that is the portion which gets connected at the end. Last is this portion, skull, top portion gets joined. It is said that the cosmic energy enters our body through this Brahmarandhra. That is why they say that you go for walk in the morning or morning sun rays are good. It enters through the Brahmarandhra, cosmic energy. Bindu Mandala Vasini. Rahoyaga Kramaradhya. Rahasya, secret. Yagas are performed in her name, Chandi Yaga. There are so many yagas. And for people like us, the yajna is Japa Yajna. Valmiki is an example for this. He was a cruel dacoit by name Ratnakara. When Valmiki came in touch with him, he asked him, why are you doing this? Why are you killing people? This is the way I lead my life. I need money. Then he asked, please go and find from your family people whether they are going to share your sins, Papa. So when he comes to know that nobody is ready to share the Papa Phala that he acquired by killing so many people, he understood. Then he was advised by Narada to chant Rama, Rama, Rama. That also he could not chant. He said Mara, Mara, Mara. What stage he reached just by chanting Rama, Mara, Mara, Mara. That means how important this Japa Yajna is. Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi, he said. Bhagavanta said in Bhagavad Gita. Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi. So it is for us to chant Nama Japa as much as possible. This is the Rahasya Yaga that we can offer to her. Rahas Tarpana Tarpita. When we do this kind of Nama Japa, she really is very much pleased with us. Sadhya Prasadini. Whatever we ask, Sadhya, immediately, instantly she gives us what we ask for. What is best for us, Varada. What is best for us, that she gives instantaneously. Vishwasakshini. She is the witness for this, the universe. She is everywhere. We simply say for a wedding, Agni Sakshi. Who is that Agni? She is in the form of Agni. She is in the form of Jala or water. So she is Sakshi for everything. Sakshi Varjita. Who is Sakshi for her? Nobody can be Sakshi for her. So she is Sakshi Varjita. No need of Sakshi or witness at all for her. Shadanga Devata Yukta. Shat Anga, 6 Angas. 5 Jnanendriyas plus Manas is called as Shadanga. So she is in all these Angas. It also means different chakras are there. Each chakra there is one yogini, that also we will see in the later namas. So she is there in all these. Shadgunya Paripurita. Shat gunas are there. Important gunas, qualities are there. If anybody has got these qualities, all the qualities completely, then such a person is known as Bhagavanta. Stri linga of that is Bhagavati. So she is the one who has got all these 6 qualities. Dharma, Aishwarya, Jnana, Vairagya, Yashas, prosperity and fame, Kirti. These are the 6 such qualities. Shadgunya Paripurita. She is having all these qualities. Nitya Klinna. Klinna means wet. Nitya Klinna, she is always wet, means not getting wet by going in water or getting drenched, not that way. With her Karuna Rasa. We say, oh, he is all dry-hearted, rock like a rock. She is not like that. She has got compassion for all of us, Karuna Rasa. So, she is Nitya Klinna. Nirupama, no upama is needed, no example is needed to explain her. Nirupama. Nirvana Sukhadayini. Nirvana is liberation, moksha. She is going to bless all of us with this kind of liberation. Nirvana. Wherever we come across this nir, means free from. Free from vana. Vana here is body. Vana actually is arrow. Here it means body. Free from body. That means we are free from coming back to this world again and again, taking different bodies, what we call as transmigration. That is not going to be there. Nirvana Sukhadayini. Nitya Shodashika Rupa. Shodashika. There are 16 devatas. Nitya devatas, 15 Nitya devatas, plus Lalita Mata, 16 altogether. They are all existing in Sri Chakra. When we take up one class for the description of Sri Chakra, we will see all these. It also means the one who takes Shodasha Upacharas. You know, in the pujas, they perform the Shodasha Upachara. Who is receiving this Shodasha Upachara? She is the one who is receiving all these kind of 16 Upacharas. Sri Kantardha Sharirini. Sri Kantha, Vishakantha, Neelakantha. Shiva is given the name like Sri Kantha, Vishakantha, etc. because he swallowed the halahala or the poison which came up during Samudra Mathana. And did he swallow it inside? He kept it in the throat. Because if he swallows it inside, we are there inside. Whole Brahmanda is there inside. So he did not swallow it completely. He kept it in his own throat. So half of his body is Lalita Mata only. Sri Kantha Ardha Sharirini, what we call as Ardhanarishwara Tattva. They are not different. Shiva Shakti Aikya. The last name is Lalitambika, last before one. Last but one is Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupini Lalitambika. Shiva and Shakti, they are Aikya. They are having the union there. Prabhavati. Prabha is rays. The rays are so powerful. All the powerful rays are within her. Next one is Prabha Rupa. She is in the form of those rays. Ashta Siddhis, who are just around the Bindu in a triangle form, are given the names Prabha. All the Ashta Siddhi put together given a name as Prabha. So she is in the form of these Ashta Siddhis, Prabha Rupa. Prasiddha, very popular, very famous. Who is not worshipping her? Everybody is worshipping her in different ways, in their own way. Parameshwari, Parama Ishwari, highest controller. Moola Prakritihi, Moola Prakritihi. Prakriti, there are two Prakriti. In chapter number 7 of Bhagavad Gita, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, Bhumirapo Nalo Vayu Khammano Buddhirevacha Ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakritirashtadha apareyamitastvanyam prakritim vidhime param. The first one is Panchabhutas, Manasu Buddhi Ahankara. All put together 5 plus 3, 8, Ashta Prakriti. This is Apara Prakriti. I am also as Para Prakriti. She is there as Para Prakriti, she is there as Apara Prakriti. Moola Prakriti is initially what is created? What was created? Panchabhutas. From Panchabhutas, everything came up afterwards. So she is that Moola Prakriti. Avyakta, not visible. She is not visible. Is she visible to us? She is not visible to us because she doesn't have a body. She is in Avyakta. Then Vyakta, Avyakta, Swarupini. Not only Avyakta. We are able to see each other. Who is this? Whatever we see is her. She is there in this Rupa. You see a table, you see a pillow, you see a chair, you see a computer, you see a person. Everything is she only. So Vyakta, Avyakta, Swarupini. Both are she only. Whatever is visible is she. Whatever is not visible, that is also she. This is what Vishwarupa Darshana. Everywhere you see only her. So we all must reach this level. What I can see is her. I can see only her. Nothing else can I see. This is the end of 10th chapter. Naditraya Samavishta Yoga. Next 11th chapter starts. The chapter names may not be remembered by all of us. 18 chapters are there. In our WhatsApp group, I will post the names of all the 18 chapters. Now, the 11th chapter, Siddhi Buddhi Bhavoddipana Yoga. Vyapini, the one who is all pervading. Vyapa means everywhere, existing everywhere. Vyapini, Vividhakara, in different shapes. Human beings you observe. 2 hands, 2 legs, 1 head, etc. But all of us are in different shapes. She is in those different shapes. Not only human beings. She is there in air, she is there in water, mountains, trees, animals. Whatever you see, she is there. So many akaras, so many shapes. Vidya, avidya, swarupini. Vidya, vidya, swarupini means vidya, avidya, swarupini. According to some Puranas, Vidya means interest in learning about Parabrahma. That is Vidya. Avidya is performing different rituals, not knowing that each devata that I am worshipping is Parabrahma only. That I don't know. But I am worshipping with devotion. I am following all kinds of rituals. This is avidya. Does it mean avidya is bad? Definitely not. Avidya is not bad. Following rituals is not bad. But we should move forward. We should go beyond that. Whenever we perform rituals, based on our family custom, we may have to follow many rituals. We may not be liking, but family says so. So we may have to do that. While doing such rituals, performing various ways of worship, what we must remember is, even though I am doing this Satyanarayana Puja, I am actually worshipping that Parabrahma. I am doing different yajnas, havanas, Ganapati Homa, etc., etc. I am doing it. This is Parabrahma Puja. So this concept should be understood clearly. We may have Ishta Devata, but finally everybody's Ishta Devata represents only that Parabrahma. So when we perform the rituals, following all the customs with the devotion, without connecting ourselves with that Parabrahma, it is called as avidya. So she is there in Vidya, she is there in avidya also. So it is for us to perform the rituals, but knowing that it is this Parabrahma. That's all the difference is. So it's very easy for us, but we should remember at that time. So this is Vidya Avidya Swarupini. Mahakamesha Nayana Kumuda Hlata Kaumudi. Kaumudi is moon on full moon night. Paurnima or Purnima. Purnima night, moon is so beautiful. He gives so much of coolness. We feel so happy. Ahlada. Ahlada means for the heart, so cool it is. Not the external temperature, but internally, wow, it's so nice, so cool. I feel so cool, so peaceful. Now, Mahakamesha Nayana Kumuda Hlada Kaumudi. Kumuda is lotus. Lotus flower blossoms beautifully when it sees this Kaumudi or full moon. It's very happy to look at the moon. So it totally blossoms. In the same way, husband Mahakamesha, his eyes are totally blossomed just by looking at his wife, who is like moon. Wonderful, wonderful comparison for the eyes. Generally we say lotus eyes, Rajiva Lochana, Kamala Nayana, all these we say. So his eyes are blossoming because he is having a look at his wife whom he loves the most. It is not just like that. Sri Rama, we say Kamala Nayana Ram. Ram, eyes are becoming Kamala because he is looking at our Lalita Mata. So our eyes also should have that kind of happiness because we are looking at her always. Wherever we see, it is her only. So, mind should be filled with peace and joy always. Wherever we see, it should be only her. Do we find any difference between this and the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita then? Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Wherever you see, whatever you see, it is me only. Initially in Vibhuti Yoga, he says that big mountain, I am this, I am big Gairavata. What about a small ant? That is also me, Arjuna. That is very slowly. Why? Because the big mountain is easily visible. If I am able to make my mind understand that, oh, this mountain is Krishna, then slowly I will understand that smaller stones also Krishna only. First I should realize that the big stone is Krishna. That is why all the big things, all the important things are shown first. Then only come to the lower level and then understand that everything is he or she. So this is Mahakameshanena Kumudahlada Kaumudi. Bhaktaharda Tamo Bheda Bhanumat Bhanu Santitihi. Bhanumat Bhanu. Bhanu is sun, Surya. Bhanumat Bhanu means noon, 12:30, 1 o'clock, summer season. How is sun? Habba Baba. Just 1 minute you come out, you start sweating. Because he is so strong, so powerful. Rays are so powerful. That is what is Bhanumat Bhanu. Now here, Bhaktaharda Tamo Bheda. In the hearts of the devotees, Tamo Guna is there or darkness is there. Where there is totally dark, if you take one small light which is just maybe 1 watt, then the whole room is not well lit up. It is not bright everywhere. I have to again search in the corner of the room what is there. If you have a bright light, the whole room is lit up. I can simply see the corner of the room what is there, I can see. Same way here, like that Bhanumat Bhanu, she is destroying our Tamo Guna as well as the darkness. That means she is giving us that kind of jnana, knowledge. Next is Shivaduti. She has got Duta, Shiva as her messenger. She was born as Parvata Raja's daughter as Parvati. She wanted to have only Shiva as her husband. So she started doing tapas. Shiva wanted to test her. He came in the form of a very old man and talked bad about that Shiva. Who is speaking? Shiva only in the form of an old man talking bad about himself, saying that, Chi, that Shiva lives in Smashana, graveyard. Chi, how will you live there with him? And what are the ornaments? All poisonous snakes. Oh no, I'm scared. Dress, come on, does he wear one good dress? He just ties one skin of elephant or skin of tiger. Chi. Like that he talks about Shiva. But for her, that also she finds it very nice. Because it's something about her Shiva. Even though it is bad, but still it is okay. It is about my Shiva. So he comes as a Duta or a messenger of Shiva himself. So she is the one who has got Shiva as her messenger, Shivaduti. Shivaradhya. Shiva himself worships her. Shivaradhya. Shiva Murtihi. She is in the form of Shiva. Shiva is Mangala, Shubha, auspiciousness. Shivam Kari. She does only something which is good for us. Shiva Priya. She is loved by Shiva. She loves Shiva. Shiva Para. She is one step beyond Shiva. In the first sloka of Saundarya Lahari, Shankaracharya beautifully describes her. Without you, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, all are nothing. They cannot do anything. They can simply be there. You must be there. So she is needed there. That is why it is said she is one step beyond Shiva, Shiva Para. Shishteshta. Shishta. Shishta means people who follow the path of dharma, righteousness. They are known by the name Shishta. If you don't follow, you are Dushta. Shishteshta. She loves such people who follow the path of righteousness. Shishta Pujita. Such people who are righteous, they worship her. Aprameya. Cannot be measured at all. Who cannot be measured is given the name as Aprameya. Can we measure her? Swaprakasha. She has got her own brightness from within. We are not bright by ourselves. In the dark, if we go, we will not be visible to others unless there is some light falling on us. Whereas she is Swaprakasha. Mano Vachama Gochara. She is beyond this manas. You cannot conceive her in the mind. You cannot express or explain her in words. Words short fall to explain or describe her. We are trying to describe her so that we rightly understand something about her, but words cannot describe her. Mano Vachama Gochara. Chit Shakti. Chit we saw just now. Prajna or Atma. She is the Shakti of that. Chetana Rupa. She is the one who makes us work, including Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, etc. So she is the Chetana Rupa. Jada Shakti. She is energy which is there even in an inert element, inert object. Take an example of a stone. She is there in that stone as an energy. Does it have energy? Does the stone have any energy? Hit your head with that stone, then you will understand, yes. Stone has energy. When it hurts, then we understand, okay, there is energy in it. Jadatmika. She is there in the as the Atma of that Jada Vastu also. Everything has got this Atma, all pervading. We have the example of Narasimha Avatara, who came out of that pillar. Pillar is Jada. She came in the form of Narasimha out of this pillar. Why go back to so many years back story? Recently, January, Ayodhya, Balarama, Prana Pratishtha. We have, most of us have witnessed it on TV, at least watching on TV. Even while watching on TV, we saw that Balarama idol, it's a stone. But all of us were in tears when we saw the eyes of that Balarama. Didn't we all? Jada, one stone. All of us had goosebumps, all of us had tears in our eyes when we just had a look at that Balarama. This is that Jadatmika. Even in a stone, she is there in the form of this Atma. Gayatri. She is Gayatri Mata. She is Gayatri Mantra. She is Gayatri Chandas. Vyahritihi. Vyahriti is the one who can all pervade. Like Vishnu, pervading everywhere. What we saw just now, Vyapini, that is Vyahriti. Where all? 14 lokas. When people do Sandhya Vandana, if we observe, they touch the earth. Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuaha, Om Suvaha, Om Mahaha, Om Tapaha, Om Janaha, Ogum Satyam. Isn't it? Have you observed? They say all this. That means different lokas. They are talking about different lokas. For us, it's only some mantra. All these are given the name as Vyahriti. Next, Sandhya. For us, generally, Sandhya means evening. Yes, one meaning is evening also. But it is actually the time when two, like night and morning, meet. Twilight. We call this as twilight. Night just gets over and morning begins. Early morning, we call this as Pratas Sandhya. Then Madhyanika Sandhya. That is morning is totally getting over and afternoon starts. That is Madhyanika Sandhya. Then again evening is Sayam Sandhya. Night slowly sets in and the day gets over. So 3 times. Pratas Sandhya, Madhyanika Sandhya and Sayam Sandhya. At this time Sandhya Vandana. We are supposed to do Sandhya Vandana. That is remembering him or her. This is one meaning of Sandhya. Another meaning is Ajna Chakra. She resides here, she is that. We have 72,000 nadis in the body, out of which 3 are important. Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. They are here. The nose. 2 sides of the nose and the mid-ridge of the nose. All together 3 nadis and they all join together in Ajna Chakra. So this is Sandhya. Another meaning for this Sandhya is which destroys Dvaita. There is no 2, only 1. Which destroys separation or Dvaita is called as Sandhya. Then Dvija Vrinda Nishevita. Dvija. Dvija. One who is born twice. How do we know how many times we are born? Here it means generally in the colloquial meaning, the one who gets Upadesha, Gayatri Mantropadesha, is given the name as Dvija because that is a second Janma for him. It does not mean that it is only for the by birth Brahmana Jatis. It is for everybody. Whenever we take any mantra Upadesha, it is a second Janma for us. Second Janma is for us to progress in this path of spirituality. So we are all Dvijas because all of us have taken mantra, Upadesha. Okay, from a guru, many of us might not have taken, does not matter. Whatever is Ishta mantra. Imagine that you have a guru and you have taken Upadesha from that guru and start chanting. We become Dvija. Then Brahmana, next stage is Brahmana. Brahmana is when we move in the path of that Parabrahma. Only Parabrahma is my goal. Then we become Brahmana. In our Veda, Upanishad, Purana, Bhagavad Gita, etc., we come across this word Brahmana so many times. It is being misinterpreted. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha. Based on guna, based on karma, this division is created by me for the upliftment of the society. Not for anything else, not for quarreling with each other. That I am this, I am that jati. It does not matter which jati you are born in. It matters which jati we are based on our guna, based on our karma. So for people like us who are all grihasthashramis, definitely Dvija is there. That is the time when we have accepted one mantra as Ishta mantra. I am going to chant this mantra so many times a day. So if at all we are able to live like this, then we come under the category called Dvija. So Dvija Brinda Nishevita, group of Dvija, such people, a group, not 1 or 2, so many are gathered together and they are all worshipping her. What are we doing now? We are all Dvijas. We are also worshipping her now. Worship does not mean that you have to do Arati, Abhisheka, Archana. That is also one kind of worship. Not that it is not worship, that is also worship. But the one that we are doing now is Jnana Yajna. By trying to understand the meaning of her own names, we are trying to become like her. Then finally, we all reach her and we become one with her. Sayujya. This is what yoga means. Going to be united with her. Initially, try to copy her. When do we copy? When we know what she is. At least a few things we should know about her. Then we can try to become like her. Then we become closer to her. Then we become one with her. Like how we say Sarupya, Salokya, Sayujya. The last one is Sayujya. Samipya, last one is Sayujya. So we should become one with her, united with her. Shiva Shakti, we are also no less than that. So why not we try? Raho Yaga Kramaradhya. Rahasya need not be Rahasya in the sense secretly I should be saying that without telling anybody. Not that way. We need not have a tam-tam about I am doing so many Ram Nam or this japa I am doing so many times. Not out of that pride. That pride should not be there. That is Raho Yaga. So why not we also keep chanting this Nama Smarana, Nama and Smarana. And slowly, step by step, we are moving forward towards her. One day, all of us will reach her and union with her will definitely happen for all of us. This is what is promised in Lalita Sahasranama. Vagdevatas are promising us. So, we completely trust the Vagdevatas and we surrender to our Tripura Sundari Jaganmata Lalita Parameshwari. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.